David's episode was the first long format content that we've put out so far, so there's a lot to unpack. Let's dive in. David is working in a nightclub. He meets this young guy who's 24 years old, spending so much money in that nightclub. And David asks him, how are you able to afford all of these things at such a young age? That conversation sparked his interest to eventually get into sales. Fast forward, David gets into the world of consulting, which exposes him to the potential of high-value contracts. This further fuels his desire to control his own destiny and eventually get into entrepreneurship. David shared a personal story that happened in his childhood, where in that moment he felt like he was betrayed. But later on, as he grew up, he realized that there was an actual lesson to be learned from that specific experience, which instilled in David a deep drive for self-determination and financial independence. After his co-founder Hanan told David about the world of startups, David got really interested. And together, they went on to apply for a healthcare hackathon where they pitched their idea and eventually won. This was a pivotal moment for the two founders, which will eventually lead to the birth of Kapsule. Kapsule is a tech startup that aggregates healthcare data across Africa to provide insights to multinational companies. David and his team have seen significant growth, achieving break-even status and expanding into multiple African countries. They're not fundraising to meet the current demand and prepare for growth. And I couldn't miss the opportunity to ask David what is his fundraising philosophy. David discussed with us how naive he was when he started fundraising, focusing on just booking meetings with any investor without fully doing a proper profiling of what kind of investment that investor is actually interested in. We've all fell into the same trap. And one of the ways to get out of this trap is to learn to interview investors the same way they interview us when trying to make an investment. And this is really to try and understand if there is a fit between what you're building and also what they're trying to invest in. David's story is fascinating. It teaches us the importance of personal experiences in shaping one's entrepreneurship drive and the innovative ways entrepreneurs can bridge the gaps in emerging markets. If you enjoy this quick summary, then I urge you to go and watch the full episode with David, where you can learn one or two things about building solutions on the African continent. Till next time.